Good morning. Time for some of my morning Chun exercise. Watching the sun come up. Oh, it's beautiful. Looks like it's going to be a warmer day here in Northeast Ohio. Finally warming up. It's fucking awesome, man. Alright. What should I practice? Let's do this. That wasn't very good. There you go. Slow down a little bit. This arm touched. This one. Probably ought to turn that thing more this way. There we go. Shit, why didn't I do that? There we go. That's better. Let's see. I should start watching these. I watch them. I just fucking tape it and go. Sometimes I turn them off. Sometimes if someone comes in the room or something, I turn it off and then turn it back on. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do any of this shit. I need to learn. I just don't. I'm just not into this stuff. I'm not into tech. Christ, I fucking still use CB radio. I'm stuck in the 70s, man. I ought to move that back a little, maybe. See if I can get it in a little bit better. How's that look? It ain't too bad. Should put my shoes on. Oh, damn. Them things on. Sliding foot. Stepping foot. Oh, that feels good. I keep these, my shoulders here, you know, like when because I like to practice clinching with the dummy and shit sometimes. When I do, I try to be mindful to keep this, because his hands get away from me and he gets me. I may be using this to protect myself, something like that. So there's a lot of good reasons to learn to do this. A lot of good reasons. You know, when you punch here like this, like say you jab and maybe you have it up, if say you miss and they're trying to hit you at the same time, then their shit's more likely to slide off of this. So that's something I always think of, and I think of things like that in my Wing Chun. I'm lucky to have had some of the teachers I've had, because a lot of them had a lot of practical experience, because they were kickboxers and boxers, and you know, even though I myself, I'm not an athlete. I've tried to do kickboxing, and I know how to kickbox, and I enjoy sparring. Not so much anymore. I'm kind of old and have heart issues, but when I was younger, I enjoyed it. And I learned that side of Wing Chun too, you know, or Kempo or Kung Fu, or however. To me it's Wing Chun. It's all part of it. You know, that you can go into sports and use Wing Chun concepts, you know, and they'll help you in sports. You know, if someone knows Wing Chun and say they go into wrestling or something, that Wing Chun will help them as a wrestler. And it'll help you as a boxer. It'll help you as whatever kickboxer, whatever your sport. Are you using Wing Chun? Yeah, you are using Wing Chun. Wing Chun is conceptual. It can be any fucking form those concepts can muster up. That's how it works. You know, the thing is that people don't realize about Wing Chun is it was created by a Buddhist nun. Alright, and Buddhists are really smart, and they believe in, you know, if you study the Heart Sutra in Zen, or in any Buddhist, it's the Heart Sutra, you'll understand how they think and how they created Wing Chun, and how they created its concepts. If you study that stuff, you will really come to understand how they thought, because the Dharma hasn't changed. I mean, it has, but it hasn't. The Dharma is the Dharma. The Buddha's Dharma is the Dharma. Formlessness and form just go hand in hand, man. You know? Yeah, that was cool. Smack them in the mouth. You don't want to say you just wanted to smack somebody. Good. Maybe not break their nose. Smack them across their mouth. Shove them away from me. Get the fuck away from me, man. You don't want to hurt them too bad. That fucking hurt. Whap, whap. Getting hit by that fucking dead fish in the mouth. Whap. And get your attention. Whap. Smack the ear. Shove them away. Get the fuck away from me. It was really bad news. The guy was really bad news. You do that, kind of go through that same thing, stuff off to the side, stomp on his leg. His knee like that. Crack it that way. Damn good. Tuck that chin. Sometimes I want to go like that. And sometimes that is kind of good, because because you use your spine. If you kind of go like this, your spine, you get your spine into it. You know, like, because I'm rising up like that, and then this just follows with it. But when you stick your head up, you make it a target too, and that, you know, you got to think of that too. So it's kind of, maybe if you got them off balance, they're knocking around, and that's when that shit don't really matter. You can stick your head up. But when you don't have them fucked up, and they're still like in front of, you know, you still want to keep all this stuff, you know, when something's going on. You know, once it's on, you know, because you don't want to get cracked in the neck. You don't want to get hit. Someone's got a knife or something, and it's just all up and on. You know, at least you can go like that, and they'll stab your there. You know, I mean, being stabbed there would suck, and it's no fun being stabbed anywhere. But being stabbed there is better than being stabbed there, because you're probably fucked if you get stabbed anywhere in there. And if they get you good, you ain't even gonna fucking run for very long. You know, so if you go like that, that gives you a fighting chance. It sucks, but maybe you can grab them and do all that and yank them down, throw them down, and smash them into dust. Break their arm. Now, if someone has a knife, man, you don't play with that. Fuck them. You know, I mean, if you're really good at chin on, maybe you can bring them under control. Maybe you can show mercy to them then. But until I don't really care. I think when someone's really trying to hurt me, it doesn't matter if I hurt them or not. You know, because I really would rather not hurt them or be in a conflict. But if someone's trying to hurt me, I you know, whatever. I don't care about them anymore. You know, at least until I'm certain that my physical being isn't going to be injured. Then maybe I might, okay, this person's under control. There's no reason to beat them to death. You know. But until I had that control or escaped from violent confrontation, yeah, I have to admit, someone that, this is all I got. This body is really all I have in this world. And it's really not even mine. It's just part of the earth, and it's going to go back into the earth and go away. Somebody that would hurt this to where I can't, you know, keep on doing. You know, I have to admit, you know, I'm sorry they're ignorant. I'm sorry whatever drove them to doing that. But it's like, nah, you're not going to do it, man. And if I got to bust your neck or break your arm or break your shoulder or whatever I got to bust on that person to keep them from hurting me, I will. But I don't have to bust nothing. You know, maybe I'd be able to put them in a wrist lock or something and bounce their face off the ground a little bit. I'll do that. I'd prefer to do that. That's what I'd really prefer to use chin on, if possible. That way you're not knocking nobody's eye out of the head. You're not breaking their jaw. You're not putting tons of physical evidence on them, you know. Because, I mean, Ohio's pretty cool because you're allowed to defend yourself here. To a certain point. I mean, there's a lot of people that overdo it and they fucking start shit and you know, but like pretty well, if somebody comes to your house and picks a fight with you and you defend yourself, you're not gonna get in any trouble with it. Or some asshole just picks a fight with you, and you don't know them. It's very likely. You know, if you're not, I don't want, hey man, I'm cool, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to piss you off, please don't hurt me, and there are people around and shit, and they see that and say, hey man, you know, and the person's still coming towards you, and there's people around, what I do is I do when I have conflict with people, because sometimes I'm a smart mouth and I piss people off, alright, and that's just who I am, I'm a smart ass, I think I'm a comedian or some shit. And sometimes I piss people off. And I've had people want to kick my ass. And I don't fucking say, I don't just throw up my hands and want to fight. I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry I pissed you off. You know, I tell them I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm just joking around, fucking around, man, you know, and try to make it cool with them. Whether I'm cool with them or not, it doesn't matter. I just don't want to be in a violent conflict. And I'll do that. You know, I do. I apologize to people. I say, I'm just joking. You know, because I may joke about someone's a woman or something, and they think I'm talking about their woman, and they get mad about it or something stupid shit. People don't have a very good sense of humor anymore. I think everything's funny. I'm crazy, I guess. Oh shit. I don't know why I fucking talk so much on this. I can't even keep my thoughts straight when I do it. Just blab away, I guess. But anyhow, when I tend to not to try to avoid that kind of conflict because, you know, I know the result of it is that I'm gonna break somebody's arm, I'm gonna knock their eye out or their head or bust their jaw, break their jaw. And none of that shit's good. You know, I mean, my teacher's son, he got into it with some fucking crackhead, and I mean, he probably didn't, maybe he didn't to say all the circumstances to it or anything, but he ended up, this guy got him down, and he ended up hammer fisting this dude in the neck, and he broke the dude's neck. And, you know, I mean, everything that he told me about the situation sounded like self-defense and that, but he's a Democrat that's really scared of government and loves government and worships it, and he cooperated with them, and they gave him a year in prison. You know, and I don't know how the hell that happened. Somebody really fucking attacked you, threw you down on the ground, but he had all kinds of prior violence that he'd done too. Fucking violence against his girlfriends, all kinds of shit. Been in trouble, hit his fucking dog with a hammer and shit like that. See, he's fucked up. He's fucked up. He has a lot of problems. You know, he had pretty bad head injuries, and his fucking kickboxing probably didn't do him any good either, because he'd been in some fucking knockdown, drag out fights that were fucking. It's like you watch them and it's like, oh my fucking god! And this is back in the '80s. You know, it's not nothing compared to what the fights that go on today. With the MMA and shit, but it was just kickboxing. But it still is badass. He fucking kicked that fucking dude's ass, man. He did pretty good kickboxing. But his mind's kind of fucked up. It sucks. Sucks for him. You know, I feel bad for him. He fucking struggles, has all kinds of problems because of it. But yeah, I'm not into all that kickboxing and MMA shit. I mean, I like watching it because I learn from it, but I wouldn't want to fight in that shit. I would not want to do that, and I like that Strickland dude a lot. I kind of admire him. I think he's a pretty good dude, even though he's a loudmouth. I like Chael Sonnen too. Chael Sonnen cracked me up, man. But then I like, back when he fought Silva, I like those fights. I was actually rooting for Silva because I like Silva's style, because he's kind of a Muay Thai, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, Wing Chun kind of guy, you know, kind of, sort of. So I kind of like him. I think he does some cool shit. But after I seen Chael Sonnen fighting, I'm like, damn, man, he almost beat that dude. That was fucking badass, dude. I really started liking him. And I started thinking, man, if Chael Sonnen knew Wing Chun and Muay Thai and did catch wrestling, that dude would fucking be unstoppable, man. As crazy as he is. He just didn't have, he had the physical, just that beast, gonna fight no matter what and work his ass off. But he didn't have the technical savvy that that the Spider had. Spider trapped him in his web, both times because he was a better technician. But I really like that Chael Sonnen because of how it's like, go fucking get him, dude. Plus he's an American. I want to see the American win. I'm biased. What can I say? But I started out rooting for Spider. I ended up, by the end of that fight, I was rooting for Chael Sonnen, and then the second time around, I was hoping Chael Sonnen would win. I was hoping he would. I mean, I didn't really care which one of them won, but I kind of was like hoping he'd win. But Spider's a fucking badass motherfucker. You ain't gonna beat him too easy. And he is, dude. That dude was fucking so good, man. I love watching him knock people out, man. One kick, whap. Tried to hit him, he's like, whoa, bam! That shit was fucking cool, man. But yeah, I definitely would not want to do that. 'Cause I wouldn't want to end up like this dude. Because he has all kinds of problems now. His fucking mind is fucked up. He has a hard time thinking, and I wouldn't want to do that. Do that kind of, I mean, I've had, I broke all the bones in my face because I like riding motorcycles fast and doing stupid shit. And I had a pretty bad head injury from that. But I don't think I'm as bad off as what this dude is, man. It's fucking terrible. Yeah, a lot of fighting is definitely not good for you, man, because the injuries are just too fucking much, I figure like some of the injuries I've had from just sparring around and fucking wrestling with people when shit goes bad, that I've had shit that, took like years to recover from. Hurt my back and yeah, fighting like that. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it. Like I said, I don't want to fucking be crippled and broken, man. And I've known a lot of guys that fight and shit, and they all end up as fucking drug addicts. A lot of ones I know anyhow, they end up popping pills and shit all the time. And that's not the way to be. That sucks. Because I used to be on pain pills a lot because I had a lot of pain from like this, and I had real bad spasms, real painful spasms through here. Just horrible. And I get really bad tension headaches. And anytime I have a sinus headache, it's like, it amplifies any sinus headache. Makes it fucking worse and worse. So the doctors used to give me Vicodins and shit whenever I'd want them. And I used to fucking pop them fuckers all the time. I mean, fuck, I work for everyone that, like at the different factories and different companies and stuff I worked for, almost everyone there was like that. That's how they made it through the days, by popping their fucking pain pills and keeping going. You know, so many people are like that, and I didn't. You know, I kind of realized, oh, I'm fucking getting fucking hooked on these motherfucking things. You know, so it's like, oh, fuck that, and I stopped doing them, and I started like using more like cannabis type stuff for pain. Just tried stuff like that, and what works really good for me is a little bit of cannabis, probably like a hybrid. You know, a sativa indica mix, and an ibuprofen pill. You know. And a lot of times a cup of coffee, some kind of caffeinated drink, often makes my head feel better, and it's not so painful. So that's what I do for pain now, instead of being, you know, God. I'm glad I did too, because I mean, that turned out to be an epidemic, man. And I kind of felt that coming too. I'm talking, this is like back in the early 2000s, late 90s, you know. And I think I quit taking pain pills in the early 2000s. And I really haven't, other than I had to have surgery, and I took Percocets after the surgery, and then I quit right away, you know. Because that's what I was fucking miserable, because they had to cut me open here and put this thing in me, and shove a wire this way, shove a wire there. And I'm like, okay, this is kung fu practice after surgery. I lay in bed like this, and you know, nurse would come in, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm practicing kung fu, man. Oh, okay. Huh. Man, that motherfucker, we gotta listen to his meds, man. He's fucking high as fuck. But, yeah, that was the last time I had those, and I did need them too. I was gonna try to tough it through, but I went ahead and filled the prescription anyhow. But I was going to see how long I could go without them. But the morning I woke up, when I finally got home and shit, and I woke up the next morning, and I was like, I'm like, all right. I tried, but it was fucking terrible. I mean, that's a pretty traumatic thing to happen to your body, though, you know, because, I mean, they cut, like, I mean, it's not that terrible. I've had surgeries that were far worse, but that wasn't really that bad compared to others. But they cut a slit right here, and they put something, this small cell phone size inside you, you know, maybe about that big, like maybe flip phone size, and they stick a wire across here, you know, that if my heart stops, it'll shock it back to life. Shock me back to life. Jump up, like that. I tell you what, man, I was practicing yoga, and that damn thing went off, man. You talk about a motherfucking Kundalini awakening, man. That thing went boing, and I sprung up through my spine, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was doing some kind of rotational exercise, and it set it off for some reason. Oh, that was a fucking trip, man. It floored me, man. It was worse than being tased. I mean, I don't know, being tased is pretty fucked up, because I went to security guard school, and we learned how to use those tasers and shit, and I volunteered to, because I wanted to see if I could fight it off, and nah, not really. I was able to pull one thing out, but it fucking knocked the fuck out of me. I'm able, you know, get the barb out, but still got another shot. Just shoot you again, light you up again. And if there's a couple of cops around, you know, hey man, I shot him twice, so the next guy shoots him, you know. I don't know how many times you can tase someone. I mean, I guess until they quit. It's better than fucking shooting them. But, oh wow. Yeah, them things fucking hurt. And I had a stun gun too, and I shocked myself with that thing before because I wanted to see what it. I wanted to see if I could fight it off. If someone shocked me with it, and see if I could fight it off. And, nah, them things suck, man. You know, I probably could still fight somebody that if they, like, say they went like that and got me with it, and I got away from it. I could probably take it away from them, you know, maybe. But if they just grabbed you and put it on your neck and just and held on to you, yeah, that would fucking suck. I don't think I can take that. Yeah, them things are something else. They're pretty good. They're good for self-defense too. Stun guns, pepper spray, pepper ball guns, all that stuff. But here's the thing about stuff like that is, anything like that, you have to learn some kind of weapon retention. Like if shit ain't going right, you know what to do. You know, someone grabs your arm or whatever when you're trying to use your weapon or deploy it. You have to learn tactics. You know, like it's like maybe that pepper ball gun. You're not gonna use that within hand's reach of someone. You're gonna pretty much use that in the same way you would a pistol at probably, ideally, 21 feet. You know, I would think, and try to hit someone in the face with it. I don't know, though, really. I've never really thought much about them and the tactics behind them. I haven't even used one to really even know how they operate. I ought to get one, try to figure it out. That'd be kind of interesting. Man, this thing would be so cool with a spring on it. Because you can be practicing shit like this, practicing taking someone's leg out and pushing their on their face. I want to figure out how to build that. I want to make my Wing Chun dummy better. Get one of them spring arms and make a spring leg. I'm going to start looking into that and figure it out. Yeah. I don't think I'll put my dummy in. I don't think I'm going to leave my dummy inside this year. Although maybe I might build a PVC dummy to put outside. I do like working the dummy outside. I did have a little tent, one of those things that you could put up, but a fucking tree branch fell on it. Maybe I'll just fucking figure out a way to put it back together. So I didn't throw it away yet. Fell on it last summer. Maybe I'll figure out how to put that thing back together and I can put my dummy, because I'm not putting my dummy in a rack no more. I like this, man. I like being able to get here on it, get here, move all the way around them and shit. I'd love to fucking put something right in the ground that's pretty solid and just screw it right into the ground to where it don't go nowhere. You know what would be cool is if you had a super stiff spring that you could put it on. One that you could hardly move. That you could only move, because you only want the dummy to move a half inch. At least that's all I want it to move. Other people may have different preferences, but that's what I like. I don't want it to move very much, but I would like it to move a little. You know, because I want to feel that there is movement in there, but I don't want it to go nowhere. That would be cool. I wonder if I could find a spring like that. You know, something that had just taken an immense amount of power and pressure to get it to move at all. And that would be good too, because then if it did move and it pushed back on you, you can either redirect, or you can move, you know, with it back. You know, I know Wing Chun, a lot of Wing Chun people say you only move forward, but I disagree with that. I think you need to move however you need to move. You know, maybe I have Tai Chi philosophy, and just you know, do whatever you got to do. Be in the moment and move how you need to move. You know, sometimes you do need to yield. You know, that's what my teacher always taught me. Sometimes you need to yield and let someone that's stronger and more powerful go through you, because you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop a freight train, no matter how fucking rooted you are. You better fucking get the fuck out of the way. You know, even a fucking oak tree, as well rooted as it is. You know, if a fucking big, fucking giant train come fucking rolling at it, it'd plow it. It could fuck that tree up and unroot it. Or look at what the wind does to trees. You know, big giant oak trees. That'd be a better way to look at that. That'd make more sense. The train's not gonna fucking hit a tree. Very unlikely to ever hit a tree. Semi could. A semi could, you know, a big fucking semi filled with a bunch of fucking heavy shit in it, steel, coiled steel and shit like that. If it ran into like this guy's big maple tree, I bet it could fucking uproot it. You know, if it hit it just right and all the shit was strapped on good and it didn't come flying off of it. There's a lot of energy in something like that rolling, man. If it's fucking rolling down the road 70, 80 miles per hour and it hit a fucking tree, well, that fucking truck is fucked, but so is that tree. That was interesting. Can't see it though. I wonder if I can do it on this side. Yeah, not really. Yeah. Yeah, some people are into Wing Chun. They should get one of these and put them in their house. That way they can practice it at home and just have fun with it and play. You know, do what your teacher taught you, but also be rebellious and do what your teacher didn't tell you. What he told you not to do. Oh, don't do that. Do it anyhow. Experiment with it. Okay, yeah, teacher was right. Okay, yeah, well, hey, teacher told me this, but hey, man, I just stumbled upon something that I think is cool, you know, too. I've done that. So, it's supposed to let yourself be your own best teacher. You know, it really is. Even right from being a beginner, too. Yeah, you know, don't act like a know-it-all. Always ask questions and try to, you know, but always try to understand things for yourself. Don't just fucking, you know, just don't just believe people. Don't be a fucking believer. Be fucking knowledgeable, build value systems, and then, you know, and because you're knowledgeable, because you now have values, now you can start to have faith in shit, you know. But belief is bullshit. I never believe shit very easily at all. I go through a process of understanding shit. And then I still don't believe it. But I don't have to, because now I have knowledge, you know? That's what I think. You know, because like say you had like you was a little short dude, you know, you might be a stocky powerhouse and shit. Well, here you got some like giant beanpole teaching you. He can't really teach you how to move your body. You're gonna have to figure that out for yourself, because that giant beanpole, he's gonna hold you off out here like this, and you ain't ever gonna fucking get nothing in on him. You're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have to adjust yourself where you can hit the motherfucker, where you're slip and you can slip right in there and get past from here to here. You know, because that's what you're always trying to do. You're trying to pass from here to here. And you know, you want to get past this crap, because this is the crap that's going to knock the fuck out of you. So with these, you know, but actually the whole damn body will knock the fuck out of you. But yeah, that's what these are representing too. These aren't the hands. You know, like a lot of people, they think it's your hands out here like a punch. No, it's from here to here. And the reason they move like that is because it's supposed to simulate how your shoulder moves in your joint. So you're doing this and you're trying to get in here. Like I said, the control to take away the power from these, because this is close quarter combat. This is all it's wrestling. It's really wrestling with punches, I say. You know, that's what I say it is. It's wrestling with punches. It's ground and pound. You know, not always. You don't have to go to the ground. You can stay on your feet. But you know, fights most often do go. You know, when two fucking people that are fairly well equally skilled, they almost always end up clinching and wrestling. You know, if you can totally dominate the other person and just overwhelm them with boxing, then yeah, you know, you won't have to go to the ground. That's cool too. Do that. Do whatever. But if you end up fucking clinching with someone or getting in a situation where you're tied up in wrestling, well, that's the Wing Chun space right there. The moment you come into touch with someone, that's Wing Chun space. You know, it's not no like a you know, like, it's not like boxing. Like boxing or kickboxing, you're trying to throw out your farthest weapon, you know, and you like, it's almost like what do you call it? Like your sword work, you know, like you're trying to keep them away from you, you know, like what the fuck are they? Foils things. And that's what a jab is. You keep sticking and moving, and you're trying to get the other guy to fuck up, you know, to where you can clob him with your more powerful hand. You know, that's why they blade like this, and they can, you know, you cover up like that and do all this shit to protect yourself and nail it. You know, they're teaching you to keep this hand, whatever your power hand is, back and ready. And like how I was taught to kickbox is, if you're fighting in the classical like this, is I'm always moving away from this. I don't want to move into this guy's bang. I don't want to move into that. I'm always trying to get the fuck away from that, you know. So I'm jabbing him and moving away from that. Jabbing him, moving, and he fucks up. I kick him. I'm jabbing, I kick him. Jab, you know, maybe through the right hand. Jab, kick him again. Whatever. Keep mixing it up like that so it fucks him up. But Wing Chun's not that. Wing Chun's nothing like that. Wing Chun don't even work very well in that kind of sparring, dude. It doesn't. Because I've kickboxed. And I use my Wing Chun in kickboxing and crap too, but it's just different. You know, you start using it differently. You start using the concepts different. They take different form. Because the concepts are formless and can adapt. So yeah, Wing Chun does work in MMA, it does work in kickboxing, and it does work in wrestling, it does work in judo. You know, you could use the sensitivity in any sport. You could do Wing Chun and judo both. I did. It was fucking cool. And the Wing Chun was useful in it. It was useful in telling me what other judo technique this guy's going to do to me because of my sensitivity training from the Chi Sao. That is what I think is really cool about Wing Chun. The Chi Sao is cool. Sticking hands, sensitivity. you replace your eyeballs, your sense of sight, with your skin, because you're feeling what the person's going to do to you. And you close your eyes, you know, you don't need eyes to wrestle. You close your damn eyes. You don't need eyes to do Wing Chun. Now, boxing, on the other hand, and kickboxing, you need eyes because they're trying to stay away from each other. They're trying to stay, you know, like I said, move away from that power hand. It's just a different form of dueling. Different rules, different concepts are going to be used. But yeah, Wing Chun will work. You know, you just change it up. You know. But I mean, if you're going to be like a professional kickboxer or something, you got to practice kickboxing all the time. You know, you got to constantly practice kickboxing, constantly spar, constantly run, all the shit that you have to do to be an athlete. But in the evening hours, when you're trying to relax, and you know, you could relax, calm, get on, do a little dummy work, and just chill and do that stuff, and sit and meditate on different things about fighting and kickboxing, and how you know what happens when the hands are in here and you start grabbing on one another and shit. When kickboxing you don't do that, but yeah, Muay Thai does. You know, they start clenching and getting in here and doing this, but and that's useful to them. You know, you could do that shit in the evening, and I mean that's what I'd do. I mean, I was never a professional kickboxer, but I did, you know, like I said, I did kickboxing too, along with it. Along with Wing Chun. Along with Tai Chi, I guess like a Tai Chi mantis form. I think that's what Feynman on style was based on. Because he created his own form of Kung Fu, though, that he taught here. He taught a bunch of different styles, really, that he kind of just put together. And I think it was originally Tai Chi mantis. Was I think like KO, like Feynman's teachers taught him. I really don't know. You know, I don't even really remember much because I was so fucking young. But it did definitely help develop my body. And I learned different arts along the way. Because a lot of the Kung Fu is just forms and dancing, and some of it was like iron body training. You know, we beat our bodies against shit. Which is what's that called? Neigong training. Yeah, that was Neigong training when you fucking are trying to harden your knuckles or harden your form, whatever. Iron hand, iron palm, iron leg training, iron body. A little bit. That shit is cool, man. I mean, some of these Kung Fu masters, man, how they fucking trained was they were fanatics. If people really fucking did train like that and shit, it'd be like I bet them Dagestani guys, they work their asses off and I bet they do some crazy training, man, to be that tough. I bet it's almost like traditional Kung Fu training. You know, wrestle, do this. I mean, well, you think about like the people that were Taoists that would take off and go live in the mountains. Just think what you'd have to do every day to survive. Just surviving would be your workout. Chop wood every day, carry heavy logs around, constantly building stuff, constantly gathering food, constantly having to hunt down for food, farming food. Just you'd work all the time, you know. And then you'd probably practice Kung Fu in the evening to relax, and maybe in the morning you do it to get your body loosened up so you can go fucking work, man. I like a lot of stories about the Taoists. They go out and live in the mountains, or go find a cave to live in. Like Miyamoto Musashi, he did that when he got old. He went and lived in a cave somewhere. Wrote down everything about his martial arts. Wrote his Book of Five Rings. Pretty cool book too. Kick that leg right out. Put them under them. Post. That's what I'm doing. I post off this. I just take my fook and bring my knee in. I can palm too. I don't know. Palm knee. Strike again. I don't know. Ooh. Twist my butt. You can also go like this too. You know, I try twisting. You can go like this. I took a bigger long bow, step out further for hard bow. Hard bow, long bow, whatever. Bow stance. Leaning horse stance, whatever. Deeper leaning horse stance. Deeper, a little deeper in Wing Chun, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, really, you should make your Wing Chun be whatever you want it to be. You don't have to fucking, you know, be a dogmatic Ip Man follower. I mean, I almost hate them Donnie Young movies. In a way. I like them, but they were, I guess they're okay. That's different. Caught him like that. Pushed up on him. That pressure going back in. Pretty good pressure. Pushing through my whole body. Not my fingers. Well, I'm getting tired. Probably gonna end this soon. Sucks, I get tired out easy. Hell, you could probably learn Wing Chun just watching me do this shit. I mean, you could learn more practical Wing Chun instead of doing the hokey pokey all the time. I mean, you should do your forms. I shouldn't pick on that, you know. People make too big a deal out of them, though. I think you should be beating on pegs and wrestling with people and shit like that, you know. Too. Beating on the bags, like real hard bag over here, this sand bag. And you get used to hitting that thing. You won't turn your wrists and shit when you go to hit someone for real. Because I don't, you know, my hands aren't fucking taped up. I don't have nothing on them. This sandbag's like fucking hitting a fucking, literally like hitting a block of concrete or something. Or imagine powdered concrete, you know, and you're hitting on that. How hard that is. Boom, boom. And it's just as hard. That's, you know. And I hit on this thing for a while. You know. Boom. You see, you can put imprints. My knuckle imprints will go in it and shit. And it's just sand. You know, I've split it before. I've had to put like a bag inside the bag and have several bags because like the first time I put this thing up, I just put a bag, like a grocery bag full of sand in it. I split the motherfucker, man. That sand went everywhere. And so I taped it back up. I sewed it back together the best I could. and I put like a pillowcase inside it, and I put several fucking trash bags in it, and then put the sand in it. And then tape the fuck out of it. And that sucks, I had to tape it. Now it's smooth. And part of having these canvas bags is, they put calluses on your knuckles. I like to, do a little light nagung. I'm not crazy about it. I don't have white knuckles like some of these masters do. It's like, oh my God, man. Some of them that's all down through here. It's like, God, I'd hate to be hit by them guys, man. They'd rip your fucking face off. They'd hit you so hard. Literally, you'd have to go and have plastic surgery to put your face back together after being hit by some of them masters. And they twist into their punch, and you use that circle hand in their punch and just rip the flesh right off of there. Break the bones in it. Terrible, terrible. And some of the Kung Fu masters can do with their strikes. My Sifu, he hit somebody once, and that person had to have hundreds of fucking stitches along here to fucking, fix it, how it's cut, because how bad he cut this dude from hitting him. Nasty. He broke the guy's cheekbone, and he probably used more Tai Chi. He might have used Wing Chun. I don't know what he used. Who knows? I know he hit him like with one of these, something like this. Oh, fucking farting all over the place. But he twisted his hands. He always taught to use flipping hand, and it strikes big time. He liked that in a loose tight, real. He was good at it, man. He'd knock people's teeth out and whack, whack, whack. I'm pretty good at it too. I don't ever get into fights, so. I'm old though too, and I'm pretty mature, and like I said, if I piss somebody off, I apologize. Say, look, man, I was just fucking trying to, joke around and shit. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings or made you angry. Please forgive me. And usually people will chill out. I'm just trying to be, I'm a joker, man, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. They usually chill out. And I don't really, be honest, I don't give a fuck about them one way or another. I just don't want to get punched in the face. And I pay attention to, some people you can joke around with and some people you can't. You just have to be mindful, and not be, try not to be a dick. Some people you can have fun with and joke around, have a good time, and other people you can't. My little morning kung fu rituals. Hitting the nuts. And that comes back, man. I'd go like that and push him away so I don't get smacked in the nuts. Alright, well, I'm going to end this video. I will see y'all. Goodbye.